What about a job that's gone completely, apart from when you were carrying these plasterboards up the stairs and thinking, what have I done to myself? Have you had any other jobs that went really pear-shaped, but then there was a good result that came out of it?
I've unquoted jobs before I've started. I've certainly done that. That's a hard lesson to learn. Yeah, quoted an office for a painting company, actually, for a builder, and priced up the ceiling. And when I got there and I looked up at it and I thought, there's no way. But, look, so I back through it. I think I just put a 0 in the wrong place, to be honest. I just, had no process on checking things, just sort of threw the quote out there and
And then won it?
Won it, obviously. Won it because I was miles cheaper than everyone else.
Yeah.
And but we did the job. I still do get work off that builder. So it wasn't like a total dead end. I never told him that I made that mistake. We just did it and,
Sometimes I think that's something we try to teach our blokes, because one question that I get through the members a lot is, how do I make sure I'm not losing money when I'm starting out, and how do I quote correctly? And you can sort of give all the tips and tricks and you can try and walk them through the process, but I think a lot of people, and if everyone that I've spoken to has made mistakes, and that's how you're going to do a job where it's going to cost you a little bit of money because you've forgotten to add skirts onto your quote or whatever it might have been. I know the Limitless boys who do a lot of work with us, they had a commercial job when they first started out, and he forgot to quote up a kilometre of skirting that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that was included in the quote, but he completely forgot about the labour that was going to be involved in actually doing it.
Yep.
And sure enough, it was very costly and, it was a big mistake. But like you said, they've still got work with this builder to this day.
Yeah.
And they've made plenty of money on the other jobs that they've been able to put through. And it's a good lesson to sort of learn early on.
They're hard lessons to learn. When it's coming out of your pocket, you learn them pretty quick.
Yeah.
But then you do take the time, like the next quote, you know, I've got to work on that procedure now. Like, to not let that slide.
What procedures have you put in place? Is there a certain method that you like to follow
so
keep yourself out of trouble?
Yep, I try not to do quotes like in the middle of the night after you've been on the tools all day. That's a good way to make a mistake.
Yeah.
So try to keep that sort of just during, business hours and just work on it then. I know it's not perfect. It doesn't always work because, we've all got things to do and, you have to be on site sometimes, but just double checking everything. So we've probably spent a bit of time in that process on how we get the plans, we quote them, templates, pricing, all that sort of stuff, to how it looks, when we submit it. So we spend a bit of time working on that. So